protest of university students of Nigeria on the continuous lockdown of schools in the country. The federal government still has no particular date for the resumption. However, the Minister of State for Education, Mr. Chukwuemeka Wanjobi, has urged students to be patient with the federal government. But for how long can this waiting last for? Do federal government have the capacity to put these preventive measures in place when school resume? Let's ease the streets of Lagos to feel people's pulses on this. Come along.
I'm Olusegun Nobote.
Sharif Alakunle.
My name is Kinsley.
Ikolu Kelechi Loki.
My name is Shetu Ibrahim Olatunde.
My name is Naya Okudo.
Aziz Toyib is my name.
My name is Adekunle Kikelomo.
Paul, Mr. Paul.
Motoshe Kabir Abiola.
I'm Dr. Azan Tunde.
Okay, I am Mr. Olide Michael by name.
Right, I'm Damilola Ezekiel.
It's Kerry Egbamiade.
Can you tell us how soon you think the federal government should reopen schools?
With the situation of things now, I think before the end of September, the school should be opened.
Yeah, for my own, looking at the school calendar, it's better just towards the next session.
Well, actually, I can't say it now, but due to the control of the measure of the COVID-19, so they have every capacity of telling us whatever they want to tell us about that, so that in order for our children not to be infected, to control the COVID-19.
For my own opinion, I think federal government should open school anytime soon because the students' brain is deteriorating already. So many people are addicted to movies already. So many of them are not concentrating on the academics as much as they want to. Distractions from their environment and all are not permitting them. So I think federal government should open schools as soon as possible.
I don't know, but I think they should open it as soon as possible because most undergraduates are really bored at home. Even my brother, one of the undergraduates are my brother. Everybody's just at home doing nothing, wasting away, and time is going. So I hope they really will open it soon.
Yeah, in my opinion, I feel it's not feasible for now. Well, if it is private, left for the private institution, it is feasible. Yes, let's say September 7th, like we've been hearing speculations here. So, but for federal institutions, federal, state, both federal and state, I don't think we are not ready. I feel we are not ready for what is to come.
Personally, my own opinion, I think all academic sections should be shifted next year. I think we should not risk the life of our students. So I just think the coronavirus is still in town. The World Health Organization has not yet given a clear indication that the coronavirus is out of town. So we should try as much as possible to be on the safer side. So there's no rush. There's no need for us to rush things. Let's just take our time. Let's fight the battle. We're already getting there. We're winning the battle. So let's just shift it down to next year and see how it goes. So it's not worth risking the life of any student because of rushing back to school just to start academic session. So I think maybe next year, let's see how it goes till December. So that's just my own humble opinion.
For the safety of the students, I think when it's appropriate, when it's safe for them to resume, they should resume. They should not force them to resume because I don't think it's safety-wise for them to resume because the virus is still in town and I don't think people are paying attention to the precautionary measures for everybody to resume. I don't think it's safe to resume now. Left to me, I wish they could give them like 2 months, if possible, for them to resume, but they should not force them to resume. Personally, you know, in this country, everybody has a personal opinion. Personally, I think they should do it as soon as possible. They have to reopen, you know. Given accidental rates, people might decide not to drive in this country. Given plane crash rates, people might decide not to fly. So I think this is just another thing that should be looked into. They should reopen. In the process of trying to keep things
you might just get your own problems exacerbated. I think they should just reopen, given that the prerequisites and protocols are strictly adhered to. I school at Laspotech, Lagos State Polytechnic Ikorodu, and the other day I went there, I found out that they've already put all the equipment that is being needed for reopening. The sanitizers, the seating strategies, they've done everything, almost everything. They are just awaiting the resumption date. I think they should just reopen, given personally, I think primary schools and nursery schools should wait a little bit more, because those ones are little kids. They might not be able to adhere to most things, but the universities have to go on and open, because those ones are adults. They can take care of themselves. They know exactly what to do and when to do it. So the government should stop delaying it. They should reopen. They should reopen the schools.
Wow, I can't tell you how soon. They've been at home for over 4 months now. And I think if the government is to give us a specific date, they have to put some things in place. Because our lives are very important, more than the school itself. And I think if the government should give us a specific date, not anytime soon, probably maybe towards September ending or early October, because some measures need to be taken. If students are to resume either secondary, primary or university, there must be some safety measures put in place. One, to me, I would suggest that now no hostel for now. Pending in time, there will be 0 records there for concerning COVID-19. So if the government had to give a specific date, they must have put so many things in place. That is, if they're going to give us a specific date.
I think the federal government should put in place all the necessary logistics required for the opening of schools. Let me make it clear that there's no country that rises above its educational system. These students have been left in uncertainty for too long. So it's high time the government allowed them to resume back to school. Playing with the destinies of our future leaders is not something that a country should be doing, like Nigeria. Government should put in place all necessary logistics towards making sure that these students go back to school. They have been left in uncertainty for too long. Even the teachers in most of these schools, they've been left in uncertainty. As I speak to you now, there are some teachers in private schools that are yet to even collect salary for the past 3 or 4 months. So if the government, they are serious, they should speedily put in place all the things required towards making sure that schools are reopened so that these students can go back to school. They've stayed at home for too long.
When they resume, considering the fact that a lot of schools have a lot of population, do you think the government has the capacity to adhere to the preventive measures of coronavirus?
Actually, no, because even looking at the little easing that they are easing, looking at the for market women and religious bodies, like for market women, like today's as a market day, looking at everywhere just around it. So there's no probably much preventive measures. So that can also delay the school system.
No, I think you and I are not ready for that. Let's take, for example, for the universities, for the tertiary institutions, they are, take, for example, the hostels and the classes. It's too populated to risk something like this. This is a pandemic, and imagine we have 6 to 12 people sleeping in a room. So I don't think we have the ability, the government have what it takes to actually do this. So
it's not really about the number of students. Like I said earlier, prerequisites they need to be met. They can split it. If we are having, normally we have 4 courses in a day. For the HND1 marketing, we have 4 courses in a day, 2 hours. So it could just be splitted. They split the class into 2. This group, everybody has matric number. So from matric number this to this, come in the morning, your lectures is now 1 hour. They do the same 4 courses, but break it down to 1 hour. Then the second set comes and 1 hour. Or any other way, there is definitely a way to do that one. Not to jam pack the class, but there is a way to bring students back to school.
Actually, I don't think they should reopen the schools this year. because this year is just totally a waste of time, because most of the students are already used to staying at home and they have got to engage with some skill and other stuff. So maybe by next year, hopefully by January, they just try to re-strategize and make things work out.
The safety of the students is in the hands of the government alone. Safety of everyone is in the hands of everyone. So government should do its part, while the students also should also do their part. Even if they want to issue PPEs as in personal protective equipment to all students, I still think the safety of each student is upon them. Don't say because, I'm expecting the government to provide this for me, and if you've not got one, you will not be complacent. You will just relax until you get PPEs. Take care of your own safety while you allow government to do its part. That's all.
It will be capital intensive, I tell you. If the government had to work on this, I tell you it's a lot of money. But if they are more concerned about the student, I think there's nothing too expensive for them to put in. So if they want the students to resume, then they're ready to take up every challenge that's coming. But I tell you, it will be very expensive.
Okay, from my own opinion, going back to the first question, I think there should be a schedule for the resumption, because truth be told, if all the students resume at a stretch, the schools will be overpopulated. And for schools that are not controlled and managed by the federal government, like some state universities and some other private universities and other college of educations and the likes, they can't manage it, to be honest and to be sincere. So it's only probably those that are in their final years, just like they are doing for the secondary schools, where the senior secondary school students that are writing their final exams have resumed. So the federal government can allow those that are in the final year to resume, so they can write their exams, while the others can follow and take, the route.
So what's your advice to the government so that in order to aid the quick resumption of schools?
To aid the quick resumption of schools, I feel it's a big one actually. So I really don't know what to advise them. Because they should have prepared ahead. It is not something of a year or 2 years. It's something that they should have a structure on ground, like for now, until this thing dies down. And for the students who are clamoring for the resumption of schools, I think it's because they feel every of these things is a lie. We are not actually seeing the gravity of this. We are not actually seeing how sincere this pandemic is. So I don't see resumption of school as anytime soon. Yeah.
Like I said earlier, I think they can do it with the social distancing. Maybe that means the lecturers have to be coming to class way more often, because they say let them put 50 students in a hall or in a class. After that class, most times the students are always more than 50. Sometimes we are up to 200, 250 in a class. So even if they say they want to do social distancing first, 50 students per class, then the lecturers have to be coming to class often. That is just the only solution.
What I advise is probably also they should in batches if possible. Maybe let's say those outgoing, maybe those people that are already on their way probably to the graduating, they should first ease those small house first. Then maybe also followed by those ones that are probably on IT level, they should ease those on exit level, they should first start with those and before coming with others.
Actually, they should try to just maybe import or locally made things that can just, maybe like sanitizers, water and soap. They should try to just enlighten the students about how to keep safe and healthy and diverse, and so also social distancing. They should try and put more effort about that, because people are still saying COVID-19 is a scam, is not real. They are still saying it. They still have this mentality. We are Nigerians, we don't believe things on time. Until you kill someone's neighbor, that's when they will believe. So that's just...
we've just a different view on this particular topic. Some feel like students are tired of staying at home, while some say it is of their best interest to be at home. Well, it is their opinion, not mine. You can also drop your opinion in the comment section below, and do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Echo Alt Blog and follow us across all social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as Echo Alt Blog. I am your host, Miriam. Bye for now.